Dubai has become one of the most popular destinations for individuals and businesses in the past years. It started as a 0% tax haven, however, recent changes come with new rules and taxations that you definitely want to know before you move to Dubai, so definitely make sure to watch this video until the very end. Hey everybody, it's Rico, and in this video I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of moving to Dubai and why it might not be the ideal destination as so many people say. Alright, so Dubai, sunny, lots of amazing people, high buildings, lots of potential and 0% tax. But wait, is it really tax-free? Actually, not really. At least not in specific cases. It used to be all 0%, no income tax, no corporate tax, no dividend, no capital gains tax and no VAT. But step by step they implemented subtle taxations. They started with the excise tax for harmful products, then they implemented a 5% VAT for every product, then they implemented a 9% corporate tax for domiciled, medium-sized businesses and even a 15% corporate tax for large enterprises. Yes, I know, some free zones are still tax-free and also certain business activities are still tax-free, however, let's just wait. If they already started changing so many things, why would they stop? In my opinion, it's not a question about if, but rather when. Most people think about the status quo only, but I'm already thinking about the future to prevent future mistakes and also problems. I always want to create a bulletproof structure. I wouldn't even be surprised if Dubai also implements a very small income tax, let's say something like 1%. So, before you actually move to Dubai and spend tens of thousands of euros for your setup, definitely be aware that the status quo is not forever. In the past they often said that Dubai will not have a corporate tax for 50 years, but now suddenly they do have a corporate tax and Dubai doesn't even exist for 50 years. They can just decide on a new rule on Saturday and implement it on Monday. It's not like a democracy there. But anyways, something that also changed in a good way actually is the minimum required days that you need to spend in Dubai in order to be a tax resident there. Previously it used to be 183 days, like in most countries, half a year. However, now they only require 90 days of you staying in Dubai in order to become a tax resident. Also under the requirement that you have a residence visa, you own or rent a property long term and you're not a tax resident somewhere else. Dubai actually has over 20 free zones and each of them have their own pros and cons, their own regulations and tax benefits. However, over time they comply very much with Dubai as a whole, so I wouldn't use it as an excuse and say that there are free zones because also they can change. And I guess most people are aware about the high cost of living in Dubai. Actually, Dubai is one of the most expensive cities in the world, but there is one thing that not so many people know about, and that is that the landlords there actually require annual prepayments of the rent. That means you're not paying rent on a monthly basis, but you're paying rent for the whole year. And that actually costs a lot of money from your liquidity. In addition to that, if you move to a new country, you don't just want to rely on visa. You actually want to have some kind of residency or ideally even a citizenship. However, getting a citizenship in Dubai is extremely hard and some people say it's almost impossible because you have to make huge contributions to the country. So the best option in Dubai right now is actually the golden visa, where you have to invest 500,000 into the real estate market or somewhere else and then you will get the golden visa for 10 years. Oh, and also something that you definitely need to know, especially as an operating business, is the fact that actually Dubai entities have some kind of a bad reputation, or let's say not the best reputation, especially in the corporate world. I've even seen deals not go through simply because of the fact that the entity involved was a Dubai company and they had a Dubai address on the invoice. Oh, and also on top of that, what's very interesting is that opening bank accounts in Dubai has become very hard these days. It's much harder than people expect because of some very hefty KYC and AML processes. And also another change is that recently Dubai actually implemented the new requirement that companies now have to submit financial statements in a form of an audit every year, which was not the case before. So proper accounting and bookkeeping has also become necessary in Dubai now, which was not the case before, and that's why a lot of companies didn't pay money for accounting and bookkeeping and auditing because they didn't have to do it. Now, on another note, one can argue that Dubai has a lot of highly successful people, and I don't argue with that at all. All of the cool and famous people are in Dubai, that's definitely true. But depending on where you are coming from, you're used to a certain lifestyle and a certain way of living and culture. For example, Dubai actually has some very traditional Arabic values, however they definitely have some kind of modern influence. So for me, for example, as a person born and raised in Germany, moving to Dubai would be very different, and that doesn't mean that I'm not open-minded, it's just that it would be very different. For example, the Islam plays a very fundamental role in the region. They pray 5 times per day, and also the Ramadan is very important. At the same time, Dubai is so modern and it has a very multinational, multicultural society, and people from all over the world move to Dubai, so it's definitely very good for networking. However, they do have a very strict legal system, and I don't say it because I don't like it. Obviously, I want to live in a very safe country. However, in Dubai there are a lot of restrictions, especially when it comes to public behavior, cyber laws, drinking, and even making a video or statements like these would possibly be considered as controversial. And again, I'm not saying anything is good or bad, I'm just sharing the facts. And another fact is the hot climate. I think most of the people know that Dubai can be very hot. However, I still think that people underestimate how hot it can actually be. If it reaches temperatures of 40 degrees Celsius here in Cyprus, in Dubai temperatures reach 50 degrees Celsius and more. In Cyprus it's already insane, and during summer you spend most of the time at home actually, but in Dubai 50 degrees Celsius plus? What do you want to do? I mean, the only things you can do is going to the cinema, restaurants, museums, you spend time at home, or you go to the mall ice skating. Now I want to do something very interesting, and that is telling you the most important things about the low tax country that I decided for and that I chose over Dubai. Cyprus is a Mediterranean island geographically located between Europe, Asia and Africa. And let's quickly compare the taxes between Dubai and Cyprus. Dubai's corporate tax is based on the annual income of the company. 9% corporate tax is for companies that generate 375,000 dirham per year, so about 100,000 euros. 15% corporate tax is for high 9-figures enterprises. That's for Dubai. In Cyprus, it's in the middle at 12.5%. However, there is no minimum or maximum annual turnover. There is 12.5% corporate tax for every company in Cyprus. And that would actually make Cyprus a better destination tax-wise for large enterprises, which is very interesting actually. Regarding residency and citizenships, in Cyprus you only have to invest 300,000 euros for the permanent residency, and then you can also apply for the citizenship without any further investments. I have a separate video talking about the residency by investment program, you can watch it right here. Now, if you're a foreigner moving to Cyprus, you can actually apply for the so-called non-dom status, and that gives you the benefit of not paying dividend tax for the next 17 years. And the best thing about it is that in order to become a tax resident of Cyprus, you only have to spend 60 days a year in Cyprus. That is even less than in Dubai, because there it's 90. And that is definitely ideal for digital nomads, travelers, people that want to see the world, and people that want to be free and independent. Another interesting point is actually the lifestyle, because they are so different in literally its own nature. 40% of Cyprus is actually covered by green forests, by waterfalls and even snow during winter, whereas Dubai is actually completely artificial because it used to be a desert. But I don't want to sell you Cyprus. Yes, I do live here, but I just used it as a reference to some of the points that I discussed earlier. You can and should absolutely decide on your own what you want to do, where you want to go, where you don't want to go, and I just made this video as an objective information because most of the people online actually don't talk about this side of Dubai, and I don't really know why. In the end, this really just was my personal opinion because no one really knows what the future looks like. Dubai could become the next utopia, but Dubai could also become irrelevant as fast as it became relevant. In any case, I'm sure this video gave you some additional information for your relocation plan, and if you want to hear more about Dubai versus Cyprus, definitely watch this video where I discuss the tax and business benefits.